This is your moment of divine justice and celebration. So we have the Three of Cups here. And this card has been coming out multiple times today to tell us that the theme of the energy, if you're coming across this reading at any point, the theme of the energy that you're in right now is one of celebration, of having fun, of letting go of too much responsibility and allowing yourself to like share the load with others. There's been a lot of work. So you've been doing a lot of energetic work and a lot of work on yourself, but you've also been paying a lot of attention to like the way that things have been unfolding, and you've been learning from your experiences and mastering something. You've been mastering skills, and this could be across the board in terms of your in terms of energetic and almost spiritual skills, but also practical skills, like whatever your craft is, whatever it is that you do, or your work, whatever you bring to the world. You've been really doing a lot to become a master at those skills, and you've been becoming more and more confident in your abilities and sharing that with others. And so this is a moment I'm hearing, this is like a new beginning, because we have the bud here. So there's potential, there's promise. There's been this energy of like you anticipating what's coming next, and you've just kind of been like working towards the future, working towards whatever you think is possible, whatever the potential is here. There hasn't necessarily been much to show for it yet, so because there's been a prospect. There's been a process of designing, creating, building, and now we're at this point in the path where we get to really celebrate something. And there is a check, like I said, there's a checkpoint. Maybe I didn't say that, but the Fool and the Ace of Wands are here to really actually validate this new beginning, to validate this fresh start that you're actually moving into. And this fresh start, though, is like, it's not really something that's coming out of nowhere. It's more that you have put into place certain keys, certain elements. You've like architectured something, or architectured your life in a certain way so that you can now really celebrate the adventure that is going to unfold from this. This is a part of divine justice. We literally have the Justice card here. So this is something that is coming in as, or really, it's not coming in. This is the thing. This is what I don't want us to get confused by. It's not like there's a boon coming in. It's more that you have designed your life in a certain way so that you can enjoy it. That's it. And you doing this is actually part of divine justice, because your ability to prioritize your own skills, to prioritize what's important to you, to show up in spaces, in collaborative spaces, in community as your authentic self, has actually allowed divine justice to unfold in like multiple different ways. So this means that people are getting their just desserts. Okay, I'm just going to say that. And you definitely are as well. And that this life, this feeling of freedom and fun and celebration is actually what your life is supposed to feel like. And this is divine. This is balanced. This is good. This is like in alignment with higher truth. And it's in alignment with your soul. It's in alignment with your soul's destiny. And it's funny that we have Sub Rosa here, which is hidden in plain sights, mysteries, and learning and teaching. So to some degree, I think that you have been learning, but you've also been teaching. And part of this process for you is like, you're learning how to stay in the game. You're learning how to put forward your best skills, or like move forward into life with your skills in alignment and at the forefront. And that has been a learning process for you. But by sticking with that process and by also aligning yourself to joy and to things that into a life that actually feels really fun and feels creative and feels good. That's also teaching others. So you become a teacher through this process. And there's a humility here in terms of being a teacher who knows they are still always learning. So that's something here, because we have the Three of Pentacles. So you're like, it's like you're one of those people that is really skilled and really masterful, but you still feel like you are always learning new things. And that's a good and humble way to be. And I think that's why it actually makes you a good judge, and it makes you a good judge of like your own life, not only of other people and things, but you can be discerning in your life in the ways that you need to, because of this sense of skilled humility, basically. And you know now what the important things are in life. You know that love and joy and love and joy are like the most high, or the things that you are aiming for, but that there's also this simplicity to things. So I think you've kind of, like, this humility thing is coming through again too, which is like enjoying the simple things in life and seeing how sacred and how correct in some ways the more everyday joys are, right? So you're really celebrating that. That's what this next period is, or this current moment is for you, is to like really enjoy the everyday love, the everyday fun, the everyday joys, even in the smallest things. But especially when it comes to building friends or building communities and developing friendships and those kinds of things. And this has been, I think, like part of a new beginning for you with the Fool and the Ace of Wands. This fresh perspective on life. It's not that it's really fresh, but I'm really seeing it's almost like a pared back. It's like you're refreshed because you're not focusing on overly complicated things. You have like simplified your life in such a way that you've focused on what you're actually skilled at, right? You're not listening to the noise. You're not trying to do too much. You're not trying to do like things that other people are telling you to do. You're not trying to fulfill the demands of others, the expectations of others. You're not trying to live somebody else's life path. You're like, these are my things. This is what I do well, and I'm going to show up and I'm going to do these things in my mastery. And it's like really just making things a lot easier, and it's allowing you to really enjoy what you know to be the most important thing, which is, the everyday love, the everyday fun. Like, you can really be free while also being very grounded and situated in your reality, because you've taken this new perspective on things. And like I said, that's bringing in real balance into your life. Justice is like, not only are you on your divine path, and this is like divinely ordained, but it's like you are balanced. Like you have an element of, or you have like the energy of balance in your life because of this. And I also want to say that this is also changing your perspective on wealth and abundance, because we do have the Four of Pence in reverse here, but that's on the bottom of the deck, and we have this Ace of Pentacles here. So there's like, I think this is again this theme of paring things down. This came up in another reading recently of like making a decision to find mental clarity so that you can manifest more truly, like you can actually manifest things into physical reality. And so I think this is similar in that like you're releasing there was like this clenched energy around wealth and abundance. I'm getting anxiety. There was an anxiety around wealth and abundance. And what that was actually doing was it was stymieing, if that's the word, stymieing. It was like clogging up the flow of abundance that could come through your life because of this like sense of fear. And that fear was creating rigidity in the way that you were able to open up to new possibilities and open up to new avenues for wealth. And so what I'm getting here with the Ace of Pentacles is that you have kind of simplified, like I said, you've gotten down to what you really think matters, what you're really good at, and that's what you're being celebrated for. And you're able to really kind of build real wealth from that. And so I think that this Fool and Ace of Wands is also talking about like that there's a new, fresh beginning with your skills and with your abundance and how you can create from that. Ooh, cut the deck. We got the 9 of Pentacles here. So that's definitely what we're talking about. You are creating wealth from your natural proclivities, from your natural skills. And I love that. That's like my favorite thing. That's what I'm always trying to help people to do. So this is a really great reading that validates that. And the bud is also here. This bud card is also here to further clarify that and to just remind you that it is in fact coming. And you know, I'm the first person to kind of have a critical eye about like hope core readings and readings that really like make us focus on the energy of like an incoming boon rather than on our own ability to manifest in the present moment. That how, you know, like that's really important to me, is that we all feel actually truly aligned and empowered and know that we are the ones that have to create our reality and that are always creating our reality, and that it's like there's no promise around the corner just if you just sit there and do nothing. But I think that this group understands that, because this says keep going. So that's really important to remember. It's like what you're doing, if it makes you feel like you're having a good time and it's connecting you with people that you really like, that you like to be around, and that you're feeling like grounded and useful in what you're doing, then just keep doing it. And if you keep doing it, if you keep applying yourself with devotion and interest, and you keep learning, and then you keep, you know, and you're teaching alongside, and you're just kind of like cycling through this creative energy, if you keep going down that path and you just don't get too bogged down by anyone else's nonsense, then that's how things come to you, and that's how these things are going to grow. So that's where the promise is. The promise isn't in you get to sit back and do nothing and the universe will magically give you something. It's more like choose your path, be honest about what you're good at, follow it, keep doing it, don't listen to other things, have fun in the meantime, and you will be amazed by the beauty and the abundance that comes from that path. That's what I'm getting. Let's do just one little closing out message. Whoa, the 4 of Pentacles came out. Interesting. Okay, I want to clarify that. Why did 4 of Pentacles come out again? Maybe we missed a part of the message. Whoa, flying everywhere. Okay. Chariot and 10 of Swords. So the Chariot talks about, you know, driving your own life force, having the ambition and the power to like surge your own life towards your own destiny. But it does also sometimes talk about like the forces of the universe doing that for you or helping you to do that for you, to do that with you. But this is a surging through of an, okay, so remember we were talking about the new beginning with the Fool and the Ace of Wands. So this 10 of Swords is referring to what we're leaving behind. What we're leaving behind is dead, like it's done. So there's this completely new adventure ahead of you. And the Chariot is like, you are on the freaking, like you're on the boat, but it's not a boat. This is like an airplane. This is like a soaring eagle. Like we're really, okay, actually, I don't want to say that. I'm getting in my mind that it's like not necessarily a really, really fast change. Because the Chariot to me often talks about astrological movements and celestial movement. And so there's an element of timing that may take place here where, because in the universe, things physically move, right? Like there's like an element of time, even though time is an illusion, there still is time as a reality also, like that we live within. And so I'm getting that there are certain really important astrological movements that may take place here, or you may have like an entire cycle of a moon that this takes, that this like new beginning kind of takes. I don't know if that's the right language. I hope you understand what I'm saying. This process of like stepping into the new may be over a period of time. That's how I'm going to say that. So yeah, and there's the Judgment card too on the bottom of the deck. So this really is like a moment in your life where you're rising to the occasion, really. You're rising in your own destiny. You're rising to your soul's calling, and you're really stepping into your authenticity. This is being seen for your authentic truth. And the Chariot is like, not only are we surging forward into this new powerful identity, and we're leaving behind everything that has been like a mental or energetic block or failure or pain story. It's like, we're not forgetting it. We're just allowing it to be in the past. We're allowing that to die. And so that this new powerful identity can really emerge and pull us forward into this new era. And that is literally, this is like the divine, look at how crazy divine is. Judgment, justice, Chariot. Like, whoa. The universe is pulling you into it. You know, like you're being called and then you're answering the call and you're getting up and you're doing it. And that's amazing. And part of this process has been you getting really real with yourself about who you are and what it is you do. The Four of Pentacles again for me is like, now I'm really getting like this same message about like paring things down, getting like simplifying your life, simplifying what it is that you offer. And this is like across the board. I'm really feeling as well that this is not just in work. So like in relationships, let's say in friendships and in dating, let's say, or in maybe you're in a relationship, this would be like you getting really honest about who you are and the gifts that you bring to the table, where your boundaries are, being really just straightforward about that. And the boundaries are also really, really solid, because they're so deeply integral to who you are and to who you know you are now, that there's no question about the boundaries that you hold. But there's also no question about like the gifts that you bring to any situation. And I think that's why there's an element of paring down, because when you get really honest about what you actually bring to the table, and then also where your limitations are, then things get really simple. They get really like simple. I won't say easy, but they just get like, yeah, this is it, and this is it. And you can express that to people. You sometimes, I think this is an energy of like, you don't necessarily have to explain yourself. It's just available. It's just obvious. Or you present these traits through your actions, through what you do, and through how you show up. And what that does is it creates these like diamonds. So like what you do, because you've narrowed it down and you've gotten a lot clearer on who and what you are and what you're about, those things that you are about are really, really clear, really profound, really potent. So you can bring forth these like diamonds that are so powerful, that have like real abundance energy in their cells. Like, and so, and that, this is like a sort of conceptual thing, but it's like, for example, it would be like your skills at work. Now that you've really honed them and narrowed down what it is that you actually are good at, and you can just focus on those things, those traits are now way more potent because of that. So it's like they're more valuable now. And then these other traits of you showing up in relationships with like exactly who it is you are, and really kind of like not messing about, not knowing what you're really about. It's like, you know exactly the things, like your foundational principles, you know how you like what you need, you know what you don't want. And because of that, that means that how you're showing up is much more clear and visible, much more grounded, but also like you are a diamond now. It's like you're just so obviously valuable, and your gifts that you bring to others are also really clear. And that also means that what you require is really clear. So this is going to also probably provoke some shifts and changes in terms of who is allowed in your life. And that's what this justice card is here to say as well, which is like who and what is equal to this energy. And so what you're being really encouraged to do right now is to enjoy this situation, to enjoy this energy that you're in, and to really have fun with that, to remember that fun and play is part of your everyday, right? Like you need to just accept that you're allowed to be having fun, you're allowed to be enjoying your life. And meanwhile, we're stepping into this beautiful justice energy, which is like everything is going to be like laid out in a way that reflects this self-valuing and this value that you have on yourself and your gifts and what you're worth. And so you might still feel like things are a bit what's the word? I'm looking for a word and it feels like an English slang, like from England. Okay, well, I'm hearing scant, so we'll go with that. So you might feel like things are a bit scant for now, which means that resources might be a little bit limited, or you still have your boundaries up to people because you're just like, I don't know, like, I'm only looking for the Ace of Pentacles. I'm only wanting like the right thing. So anything that's not the right thing, it's like, no, thank you. But you may feel a little guarded. And like I said, you may feel a little bit limited in your resources, but that's what the Chariot is doing, is it's pulling you out of an era where things were just like fucking defeating. Like there was this era of feeling defeated, and that's shifting. But in the meantime, it's like traveling light. Okay. That's what the freaking message is. We're traveling. Same thing with the Fool. This is technically like a travel card. So you may actually literally be traveling. But in any case, this is like, if things are feeling tight right now, it's okay, because what we're doing is we're shedding the past and we're leaving something behind. We're leaving somewhere behind. And so you need to travel light, which is why the Four of Pentacles is here to say, like, there's not a lot, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that there isn't more coming. It's like we're purifying so that we can grow something even more potent, so that we can grow something that really shines. This Ace of Pentacles is usually a seed to me. So it's like we are really narrowing things down. We're purifying things, and maybe we're leaving something behind and we're stepping into something new. And so that process is requiring a little bit less, which is why you're being encouraged to enjoy the present moment as much as possible, just for what it is, just for how it is, how it's showing up, how your world is looking to you, and how and just enjoy the fun stuff, because that's really all you're meant to be doing right now, is just keeping good energy going as you get sort of shifted out of the way things have been into the new things. And so, there's like a little bit of like, a lightness of being that's required of you, and to not really worry about there being too much or not enough. Like, just exist as you are, travel light, keep going, and things are going to be incredible on the other side. Blessings to you. That was an amazing reading. Thank you for hanging out if you hung out to the end. If you want to work with me, there's info in the description on my website as well, so feel free to check that out. If not, thank you so much for being here, and I love doing this and connecting with you and your energy. So until next time, bye.